should we get into one of the biggest releases of March, even if we're maybe not as high on it?
Take it away, Zach.
So they decided to remake Snow White, as
Yeah.
Disney has been doing with all their classic animated tales. This one brought into the world of live action from director Mark Webb
Why?
of the amazing Spider-Man duology and
Right.
Gifted with Chris Evans. Were you a fan of Gifted with Chris Evans?
I got a take on this. I went to one of the preview screenings that was like a test screening. Like the you better not be in the industry. We're
Right.
going to make changes for this movie. And I'm like, I don't know if they consider me industry or not. I'm not accredited anywhere by that point in time. I go see it. And guess who walks out from behind us after everyone talked about the movie? And like, I was like one of those real ones. I've been to it
Yeah.
where they actually tested you out and said, what would you cut? What confused you? And we saw changes made to this movie. I walk out, I turn around and I go, Mark Webb? And I shake his hand and I go, bro, I loved 500 Days of Summer.
Classic.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, this man made such a great movie in 500 Days of Summer that it feels so bad to always go back to that. We know there's the Garfield fans and such, but I love 500 Days of Summer. What's he know about
Yeah.
Snow White, Zach? Did he bring anything to it?
I mean, I don't know if he brought a whole lot worth celebrating. This is a pretty middle of the road adaptation of the fairy tale of sorts, with some garish CGI and some new songs that aren't terrible. I don't.
Singing is
They're not the
great.
worst.
And
Yeah,
her
the
voice,
singing,
even
the
if you don't
singing's
like
great,
lyrics.
particularly when Rachel Zegler is the one doing it.
Rachel
Um,
Zegler, please. Yes. I also,
Yeah.
we know who isn't good. I also thought like she trumped the guy, bro, because the guy was okay too. He did that Kermit the Frog type singing, and I'm like, Rachel, I just need your voice instead. There's a song where she says, "Close your eyes." Yeah, I almost did that for some of the ones because I was like, I just want to hear you. Some of the CGI looks bad.
Yeah, and like I can't tell if particularly like the worst part of the CGI are the CGI on the Seven Dwarves, right?
Mm-hmm.
They look kind of monstrous in some way. Like Caitlin
Polar
was saying
Express,
that she thinks they look like Modoc from Modoc,
bro. The
or
Modoc bit, yeah, they look. There's got to be something
they're
outside
just
of
their
uncanny.
faces are just too big and disproportionate to everything else. It's very awkward.
Literally, yeah, anything to just not hire the dwarves.
Right. That being said, like I kind of wonder though, even though I find it to be visually repellent, I kind of feel like if I was a kid, I'd think it's just fine. I think
You
it's
wouldn't
just
care.
kind of weird and wacky.
Yeah, but when you grow up, would you look back at it and be like, "Oh, okay, I don't want to play with you no more"? And that's the bit. You can have flashes in the pants. That's every Netflix movie of the week.
Hmm.
Disney just has so much funds that people don't get. They can keep getting away with doing whatever adaptation, right?
Yeah.
All the behind the scenes apart, it's the idea like they had this set because they had her audition before they even knew what else they wanted. Like she was auditioning for it not knowing. They were just putting her where she needs to go. If you look at her IMDb, it's kind of crazy, bro. She went well, let me just pull her up, right? She went
Yeah.
Rachel Zegler in West Side Story. We have yet to, and well, actually, there's one. She starts in West Side Story. You love that movie. You are its biggest
Dude,
proponent. I think it's
I
fantastic as
am.
well. Her singing is really good. Then she goes and immediately, I think, does Shazam as a side character.
Right.
I know people hate that movie. Thought she was funny in it.
Yeah, she's not
This
the
one,
problem with Shazam.
she's not the problem with Shazam. She's also not the problem with Y2K that I'm just going to slip in there as the extra one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, She goes straight to Ballad and then goes straight to Snow White. And now there's not much else on the horizon there. She had like a really big push, and I think sometimes that's also like a setup to fail for her. Besides all the
Hmm.
hate that's been out there and whatever counts for her, Disney and I'm calling it out. Disney has a problem with their stars. We even saw the Wedding Banquet that has one of the best jokes, breaking the metal wall of how
With
Disney doesn't take care of people.
Kelly Marie
Yeah,
Tran, former Star Wars star, and I don't know if you've seen the comments that John Boyega just had, maybe even
I
earlier
just read.
today about
Yeah, I
Star
just read
Wars.
them very, very quickly. I saw that too, and I've become a real big John Boyega fan. To where you ain't
Yeah.
go Disney Plus me. Yeah, I feel like a lot of what has happened. It's like you guys test screen everything, and you keep setting up your actresses to get a lot of the flack. And the craziest part is this girl's made out of the thickest skin I've ever seen. I've never seen someone be able to take it and maximize it. There are lines in this movie, Zach, We're talking about you being too opinionated. They were playing with us, bro. They are getting into the grumpy side. They're playing with the different trolls that are online and how that comes into play with her and the Seven Dwarves. But there are changes to the script. I don't know how you felt about them because I don't know how attached you are to the first Snow White, which
Not at
people
all.
don't know. Snow White was the first feature for Disney. Snow White is the only Disney princess with a star on the Walk of Fame.
Oh, I mean, yes, Snow White, the original Snow White was a Best Picture nominee at the Oscars, I believe.
Was it really?
Yeah, the first and for a long time only animated movie to be nominated, I believe, Toy Story was the one that became
No,
the
no,
second
no.
one
Beauty and the Beast,
nominated.
bro.
Maybe
Beauty and the
somebody
Beast was
correct
the
me in
first
the
for Best
comments.
Picture. I believe Beauty and the Beast because I have a Beauty and the Beast lover. For sure.
Oh, you're right, Beauty and the
That
Beast.
might have
I
been
am
for
mixing
Best
them up. It
Yeah.
got an honorary
One
award.
Tech. Yes, as it
Yeah.
should. As it should. But that's the point. Like, that is the inception all the way to Beauty and the Beast, which is still under Disney. That's how far this goes. They were
Right.
prepping it, if you remember, for the 100 years, which was 3 years ago. They couldn't even get it done in time. That's why they had to do Wish. And it's so crazy seeing all the parallels. What was Wish if not a woman with seven dwarfs all having their different things?
Right?
Right? It's almost like they couldn't flip this in time and quickly just made an animated Wish movie. There are
Yeah.
songs in here that sound like they belonged in Wish, and songs in Wish that sound like they belong here with her and her lover. Let's talk about it, bro. Tell me your thoughts. On the one, the only Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal Gadot, everybody's favorite actress right now, right? I don't know. I think where I'm at with Gal Gadot's performance in this film is similar to where I'm at with this film. Is that there's so many people out there right now eager to tear it apart and call it the worst thing ever, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that bad. Like I don't think she's like cringe-worthy in this film. She's a lot worse in Death on the Nile for sure. But she can't quite hit the notes you need for this. And I don't mean just the singing. Like I think there's like a camp missing from her performance. And you know, like a real screen diva would be able to make the performance a lot more delicious and fun. And she just doesn't have that range.
Yeah. It's not good enough to be classic, but it's still bad enough that people are gonna love to quote it. It just never reaches the Nile bit, you know? Enough to fill the Nile. She doesn't reach that, and that's where it's like, girl, we needed you to. That was the bit.
Give us something.
To give us something, yeah. There's a couple of bits there. When I was looking back at it, especially when they were releasing scenes, they cut more than Taken. When Liam Neeson's old ass couldn't even hop over stuff, they do that for her for musical numbers where she's just walking. They did there's one that makes me laugh every time because she goes like this and then it comes to a different angle and she does it again. It's so funny.
I wouldn't say that the musical sequences are some of my favorite bits of direction I've seen. Like, it's not the most inspiring or the most rhythmic for sure.
Yeah, I will say there are some elements in it where I feel like Mark Webb was trying to infuse a little bit of his humor. There's one bit with the something I'm James Princess, or not James Princess, but I'm just James Princess. And I thought, I was like, yo, those are like little moments from 500 Days of Summer. Those are coming from Mark. There's one where they're like told, you either get this or that. I would do this. What's this much terrible? Is the dungeon still an option? There were moments in there that I felt made it through what Mark Webb wanted. And in a movie like this that cost so much, they really pushed the musical numbers. They really pushed just seeing all these CGI animals and stuff, which I don't know how many of you know about the behind the scenes for Snow White, but you know how they used to do those plates? Snow White animation plates, which got it, that honorary Oscar that you're talking about. They used to animate in a way where the behind the scenes was like 5 different layers of the camera. Hold on, I'm looking up BTS, Snow White animation BTS. As I pull it up here, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. It's the reason why it won. They had these moments that they try to mimic even in the new one, where the top layer, they like shoot that. I don't know why it's not popping up here, but I'll try to find it. Yeah, I'll let you say some of the other final thoughts, but I'll bring this back up over here because I feel the new movie doesn't do that. It should be animating whatever's next.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like the Disney. This is the story for all of these Disney live action remakes, right? Like the animated originals are so visually inspiring and visually inventive, not just in how they look, but in, as you're mentioning, how they were made. And you just never get any of that feeling from any of these movies. This one in particular, it's
Yeah.
just so like I find it to be such visual slop. It's so overly CGI that none of it feels real. I wouldn't be surprised if they never went outside to shoot this movie.
Exactly.
It, it just
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I don't like existing in those worlds. I don't find the visuals to be inspiring in any way. And yeah, I mean, it just is. It's a huge obstacle for me with these movies is how they look.
Yeah. And again, going back to why the original has stood the test of time, looking at these right here, you have this image that they replicate in the new one, pure CGI. And what you're seeing there is people animated the shrubbery, someone's doing the deer, and then she's in the background. And like they don't make them like they used to, Zach. That is every plane of animation there. That is some real behind the scenes and ingenious stuff. What were we doing with this one? Like Disney at least pretended that Mufasa was creating new technology or the original Lion King. Just a couple new songs, but nothing to really say, hey, this 100-year classic, let's give it a reason to be rebooted.
Right. Right.
Nah, you're still being mopped by the 100-year-old movie that I think, because I came back home and rewatched it immediately, stands the test of time. The dwarves are just as funny. All the behind the scenes for what it was, hey, look, I think it's okay to not take away some roles that they would have also killed at. Do you remember the last two? Mirror Mirror and isn't it so funny for everyone to make fun of what's her name? Rachel? When the last one was Kristen Stewart? They hated
Just
Kristen
love
Stewart.
to tear Snow White down.
And now they love Kristen Stewart because they have to
Right.
hate Rachel Zegler. So Rachel, just wait till the next one. And then they're going to be like, you remember when she was good? Because even now,
Yeah.
one of the funniest things I've seen was no compliments when she sang in West Side. No compliments when she sang in a movie called Ballad of Songs and Birds. And now the new default is, but her singing's good, but. So eventually it will settle out. That's my take.
Right. My other thing with her is I really enjoyed her performance. I really enjoyed her singing. I think she did the most with what she could for the movie. I never quite got used to looking at her with that Snow White haircut. It just never looks quite right. It kind of looks like one of those like plastic wigs that people wear at Comic-Cons and stuff like that.
You heard it called the Lord Farquaad?
I mean, it's apt. The shoe fits, or if the wig fits.
When I had talked about all the the baggage that people throw at her, just saying that there was drama online had her fans going, "How dare you bring that up, honey? That's the news. It's not a thing." So even you saying that her haircut's bad is considered an insult against her. That can't be it, guys, because she is actually funny enough to laugh at that.
Right.
And you cannot be the bad addition to why people are disliking her because you're being a bad fan base. The wig is so funny, bro. I also couldn't get into it. What happened?
I don't know,
Outfit's
man.
fine, but the wig, I don't know what
Give her the
happened.
bow or something, right? It just
Oh,
looks
she
weird.
needed the bow, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It did not work there. And I also like how they gave Gadot, and I know it kind of, is it Gadot?
Gadot.
I'm Gadot.
Gadot.
This thing was like,
Gadot.
it was like a shiesty. They had a shiesty on them. What you going with? I'm being as nice as I can. I'm going 2.5.
It's a little nicer than me. I'm going to go 2-star on it. Again, I didn't hate it, but it's not a good movie.
Yeah, we can't over defend something people are overly hating. And I'm not going to overly hate something that I know isn't that great either. So
Yeah.
the newest Snow White until they come out with another one. Until Mark Webb finally gets, I don't know, 500 Days of Autumn? Something? You're a good director, man. Please come back.
Yeah,
There you go. I think our first. Definitely don't go see it in the theater for Snow White.
for sure.